Welcome in, everybody, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting set to go racing here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Getting ready to take on the famous track home to the Modified World Series here in the great state of Florida. 0.48 miles, the track link here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Getting ready to take place right here on your screen on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Get you down live here on the racetrack. Welcome in, everybody, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to the new Smyrna Beach, Florida, new Smyrna Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to kick off Season 3 back here tonight for the John Blewett Memorial Race. And ladies and gentlemen, we will honor tonight the legendary modified driver John Blewett, who passed away back in the early 2007 year. Legendary modified racer around the northeastern part of the United States, and every single year in New Smyrna Speedway during the World Series, they put on the John Blewett Memorial Race 76 lapper to honor the number 76 driver. This is one of his old paint schemes right here, but tonight we will honor John Blewett III and the John Blewett III Memorial Race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But first, the guys are locked and loaded on the channel. Qualifying's in the books, folks. We're set for 76 laps here tonight. 20 laps for the heat race around the corner. The Fast Four drivers are in the books. Patrick McPeak from Mount Airy, North Carolina will lead them up from the pole. Zach Evans will advance to the main event automatically out of qualifying from Princeton, North Carolina. Neil Rutt III will head straight to the feature here tonight. And it's the United Kingdom, Kynan Jones, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He will find his way in the Fast Four drivers, advancing automatically over to the main event here tonight. Dakota Pignataro will lead the pole in the heat race. Mike Doyle will share the front row with them. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have all that right around the corner here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 20 laps scheduled right around the corner for the heat race. And that'll wrap it up right here for the qualifying session, folks. White flag is in the air. Patrick McPeak officially the pole sitter here tonight to kick off Season 4, of the WHELEN Modified Division. 20 laps here for the heat race tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. What'd you say, folks, to get you down on the racetrack for tonight's starting lineups here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel? We will pull up tonight's 20-lap event. Dakota Pignataro will lead them from the field. It'll be the race analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up the starting grid over your screen right now on the front 6 rows, starting 12 drivers here in the heat race. 12 drivers will all be the ones that shake out the field here tonight. So we'll start it off on the pole, driving that number 99. Back in action for the 3rd consecutive season. It's from New Bern, North Carolina, of Dakota Pignataro. Driving the 00 from Middletown, New Jersey, it's going to be Mike Doyle. Adam Peeler will return back for his 3rd season of WHELEN Modified Racing. He'll shake out the 3rd place position here tonight in heat race number 1 to kick off Season 4. Dylan Thomas won a race last year in Season 3 from Denison, Texas. He'll shake out the number 03 in the 4th place spot out of the 2nd row. The 5th place position here in heat race number 1, Season 4 kickoff belongs to the 82 from Baltic, Connecticut, of Cody Klauser. On the outside of him will be the number 72 modified from South Boston, Virginia. Driving the number 72, Ace Rockmorton. Making his WHELEN Modified debut here tonight from Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. Driving the number 71 WHELEN Modified, it's Dave Carpenter. On the outside of him will be another OG veteran here in the I-85 Asphalt Series of the WHELEN Modified Division. Driving the number 33 here tonight, it's going to be Tony Cook. Shaking out the number 23 Gorilla Mine WHELEN Modified from Greer, South Carolina. Driving the number 23, it's the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. On the outside of him will be the number 48 from Crawfordsville, Indiana. It's the Hooters Modified of Aaron Evans. Starting in the final row here in the number 11 plate spot, the 29, Arizona WHELEN Modified of Phil Bogdan. Matthew Weber will round out the last place spot here in the heat race. He'll make his Booty Scoot Racing Channel debut all the way from Buffalo, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you say, folks? Back in action here for Season 4 of the WHELEN Modifieds on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. They'll head around the beautiful New Smyrna Speedway. We're set here for 20 laps to kick off the heat races here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. There will be only one. Everybody else has already made their way on over to the main event. The Fast Four drivers were just on your screen a moment ago. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up the track fact here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway. It is 0.48 miles in length, 4 turns on the asphalt surface here, and pit lane speed is going to be about 35 miles an hour here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Head over to the keys of the race. Manage the track position. It's not really going to matter here in the heat race. You're going to want to try to finish as far as possible. Obviously, use that Nerf bar. That's going to be your best friend here tonight. That's that big old push-looking bar on the side of these WHELEN Modifieds and on the front. Wise decisions will be a big topic we talk about here tonight. We'll keep the rest of them for the main event. Set scaled around here for 76 laps in the main feature. Right after this, it'll be Dakota Pignatar getting ready to bring them to the flag stand. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here at the John Blue Memorial Race at the New Smyrna. Dakota Pignatar leads his teammate Mike Doyle door-to-door off the exit of turn 2, heading off the exit off the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, contact made down the back straightaway. Caution flag is out, but looks like everybody's able to hold it together, but the caution flag is displayed. Lap number 1. These guys were absolutely cooking it there on lap number 1. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly maybe what happened right there to trigger that caution flag. It started back here somewhere in the back half of the field. We're about Nerf bar with a Nerf bar. Tony Cook rubbing on Cody Clouser. Cody Clouser gets turned sideways right there. Looks like minimal damage to pretty much everybody in the field. That was a wild ride right there. We'll back that ass up one more time here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. See if we can't ride on board this number 33 of Tony Cook from Greer, South Carolina. Take a look and see what he's saying. The sandwich pancaked in the outside safer barrier by the number 82 of Cody Clouser. Brought out that caution flag very, very quickly. We'll throw it back here to the main broadcast cam live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Cody Clouser will catch the back half of the field, kicking off Season 4 here of the WHELEN Modifieds. This is heat race here tonight. The hot laps are already in the books. Practice is already in these completed sessions as well. We'll pull up those practice results for you right now, kind of see who had the fastest WHELEN Modifieds working it around here early tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Dylan Thomas, the fastest WHELEN Modified in practice. He was involved in that accident right there, and he is close up to the front now. He's in the 3rd place position. Patrick McPeak had a fast Modified. He's set on the pole, and his practice laps look to back that performance as well. So the lights are on top of the pace car. Doesn't look like anybody worked their way down on the pit lane to service their Modifieds to fix them up. If anything, it was almost a hard head-on sledgehammer shot to the outside safer barrier for the number 82 of Cody Clouser, who had to regather himself back up right here and make wise decisions. We were 3 wide right there with the Nerf bars immediately off the exit of turn 2. Guys were able to not hold on to their race cars, and we were underneath the caution flag immediately. We're back here, though. Looks like we will line them up double file this time around. The lights will head off on top of the pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, reminding you a beautiful day to go racing here at the New Smyrna Beach Speedway. If you ain't got your sunscreen to bring it, 81 degrees here. The drop of the green flag for the heat races. 7-mile-per-hour wind blowing in from the northeast. Partly cloudy conditions here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We also want to remind you to stick around after this heat race. We will have a 2-minute warm-up session. We will allow these drivers to go grab another beer and light another cigarette, as we know how things can get here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We are getting ready to see the green flag for the restart after a quick caution flag on lap number 2. Mike Doyle jumps out to the 2nd place spot behind his teammate in Dakota Pignatar. Green flag is back up in the air. Dylan Thomas, Nerf bar with the number 27 Nerf Aviator of Adam Peeler. Here comes the 72 of Ace Throckmorton. He will pull up door-to-door, drive right by the number 48 of Aaron Evans. Dave Carpenter settles that 71 down on the bottom side. John Michael Bryant, Cody Clouser now Nerf bar. Tony Cook Loose as a goose back here. Maybe he's got a flat tire starting to go down after the contact there on lap number 2 to bring out the caution flag from Cody Klauser. Green flag is in the air. 14 laps to go here. The Season 4 kickoff heat race live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Wheelen Modified Division. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, the late model stocks are right back in action for Season 5 right here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Most of the late model drivers are in the stands watching the competition here tonight, trying to figure out maybe who's going to be participating in tomorrow night's late model race, kind of see what kind of strategies and kind of moves they have popping up here early. Mike Doyle just door to door right there with his teammate, the number 03 of Dylan Thomas out of the MND Motorsports Beak Design Camping. Beaks Designs on board the 03. Make sure you get at Neil Rutt Beaks Designs on Instagram for all of your orders there. Adam Peeler now searching down on the bottom side. Ace Throckmorton searches that 72 down on the left side. We'll jump on board this 72 of Throckmorton. He'll tag him in the right rear quarter panel. Contact's made. Both of them hard on the inside, safe for a barrier. Holy shit, riding on board the number 72, and immediately he took us for a ride. Holy cow, we'll back that ass up for the instant replay, folks, and take a look and see exactly what just took place here on our screen. That was a crazy, insane hit right there. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay, and hopefully this is the correct one that we are looking for. Ace Throckmorton all over the back bumper of this Adam Peeler machine, tacks him in the left rear. All of them goes flying down the front straightaway right in front of our camera. We'll back that ass up one more time here. Take a look and see what happens. It was just a nasty push there from Ace Throckmorton here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to work his way up towards the front. Drives all the way up on that top left rear quarter panel of Adam Peeler. Their 9 will be done here in the heat race, and they'll start in the back of tonight's 76-lap feature. We'll throw back here to the main broadcast cam live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Both of these drivers will climb aboard their race cars and out onto pit lane. We'll see what the driver wants to do on the pace car this time around. We have the lights still on, indicating to us that we will take at least one more lap. While they take a quick pit stop, we'll take one too. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Stick around. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. A quick pause for station identification as we thank our local sponsors here for having us here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Been out on the beach all day long trying to holler at some of the honeys. Get them looking this way, you know what I mean? We have a sold-out house here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway, and even more guys are set to stack in the field. Later tonight, we have about 17 modifieds here scheduled for a 76-lapper around the beautiful New Smyrna Speedway. Right now, we're on our second restart here in heat race number 1 after a quick caution flag right there from Throckmorton to Adam Peeler. Both of their nights have been retired early and respected here in heat race number 1. It'll be the only one we have here tonight. Aaron Evans works that 3rd place spot. Now Mike Doyle starting to go backwards. John Michael Bryant merges his way up to the 4th place, 5th place spot, now in line on the bottom side. They're all single file out of turn 2. Mike Doyle gets a little bit loose right there. Cody Klauser still out on the racetrack. Here comes Matthew Weber from Buffalo, New York, trying to work his way up towards the front of the field, making his first ever Booty Scoot Racing channel debut race here tonight, driving this number 20 Wheelen Modified. He's got a little bit of speed in him. He's up 5 spots from where he started. Dave Carpenter all over the back bumper of the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Mike Doyle gets sailed up high in turns 3 and 4 by the 48 of Aaron Evans. Aaron Evans defending his position here. We got one loose down the back straightaway off turn 4. It's Phil Bogdan. Are we able to keep it green here? It looks like we will if Phil Bogdan can get this thing up and moving out of the way. Dylan Thomas is selling away with it through turns 3 and 4. Mike Doyle continuing to try the high side of the racetrack. Dylan Thomas now is going to have somebody to worry about in front of him. It's Phil Bogdan. Could lap traffic definitely become a factor here in the back half of this event, and Phil Bogdan is going to be running for his life here in heat race number 1 with 2 laps to go this time around. Pignataro is going to have to put together some really good corners right now if he wants the chance at the back bumper of the Beaks Design Dylan Thomas 03 machine. Dylan Thomas made a statement last year at the LA Coliseum in race number 1. He's doing the same thing here tonight in race number 1 of season 4. Dylan Thomas led over 103 laps at the LA Coliseum in California last season. He'll see the white flag this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, presented to you by AFLglobal.com here in tonight's heat race. It'll be Thomas, Pignataro, Evans, Bryant, and Mike Doyle, the top 5 drivers off turn 2. But it'll be Dylan Thomas heading off the exit of turn 4 for the final time here tonight. Checker flag is in the air. Dylan Thomas will win the heat race here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. He'll start in the fifth place spot here tonight, in the 03 Beats Design Wheelen Modified. Dakota Pignataro will bring home the second place spot. Aaron Evans will grab third. John Michael Bryant will finish in the fourth place spot. Mike Doyle will be the final top 5 contending spot here tonight in the heat race. Dave Carpenter, Matthew Weber, Cody Klauser, and Phil Bogdan is how they shake out the rest of the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have about a 2-minute warm-up session here on your screen. We'll allow you guys to watch as briefly as they can. They'll dial in the race cars as best of their ability. They'll grab another beer, light another cigarette. You should do the same thing. Pit stops right here for the 76-lapper John Blewett Memorial Race heading your way right around the corner in about 2 minutes. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Getting ready to set place to take on the 76-lapper here tonight for the John Blewett Memorial Race live at the new Smyrna Speedway. So got about 20 seconds left here in the warm-up session. This will allow these modified drivers to dial in their modifieds to the best of their abilities, adjust the brake bias, maybe bleed the brake lines, whatever the case may be inside of these Wheelen modifieds that these guys may tend to find speed with. However, though, it was one hell of a performance to start off tonight's event. We had that heat race just a moment ago, 20 laps, seen 2 caution flags come out of it. Adam Peeler gets tagged in the right rear by Ace Throckmorton. Just an unfortunate event right there. Cody Klauser sandwiches Tony Cook, looked like in the outside safer barrier. That's been the only 2 caution flags we've had up to this point. You see Freddie the flagman up there waving the checkered flag for the practice session. That tells us that the lights are getting ready to come on here in Florida. You're getting ready to watch 17 of the best modified drivers on the iRacing platform shake out the World Series John Blewett Memorial Race live here tonight in New Smyrna. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the new Smyrna Speedway, kicking off the drivers' introductions here on the front row for the John Blewett Memorial Race from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Winning the first pole here in Season 4, it's going to be the 61, Patrick McPeak. On the outside of him will be the number 6 Me-5 Modified from Princeton, North Carolina, of Zach Evans. Starting in that second row, driving that number 66 John Blewett Memorial Throwback Modified from Union Beach, New Jersey, Neil Rutt III. On the outside of him in the second row, driving the number 85, it's going to be Conan Jones. Starting in the 5th place position here, driver of the 03 Beats Design Modified from Denison, Texas, heat race winner here tonight, Dylan Thomas. On the outside of him will be the number 99 from New Bern, North Carolina, of Dakota Pignataro. Driving this number 48 Hooters machine from Crawfordsville, Indiana, will be the number 48 of Aaron Evans. Driving the Gorilla Line number 23 Wheelen Modified from Greer, South Carolina, will be your mom's favorite driver, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Dave Carpenter shakes out the number 71 in the 9th place spot from Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. He'll look to work his way up towards the front here in his Wheelen Modified debut. Mike Doyle of Middletown, New Jersey will drive the 00 for the 10th place position here tonight. The I-85 Asphalt Series most popular driver in the past 3 seasons. The number 82 of Cody Klauser from Baltic, Connecticut will shake out the 11th place position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And on the inside of him will be the number 20 from Buffalo, New York, of Matthew Weber. Cody Klauser will shake out the number 82 from Baltic, Connecticut. Matthew Weber in the 12th place spot. Phil Bogdan will be the next guy in line. And the number 29 Arizona Modified. He'll shake out the 14th place position. On the outside of him will be the Ace Throckmorton Machine from South Boston, Virginia. Tony Cook from Greer, South Carolina will drop the number 33 Bald Eagle American Piss 33 Wheeling Modified, and Adam Peeler will shake out the final spot here tonight after that accident. He'll go to the backup Modified, and the number 27 from Landrum, South Carolina. Patrick McPeak will lead him across the start-finish line here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and see if we can't get at least one more lap around the racetrack here. Give us time to bring up the keys of the race. Make sure you guys are locked and loaded here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Press that like button, press that subscribe button so you don't miss a damn thing. Manage the track position is going to be key number one here tonight. It's going to be the biggest key of all. Use that Nerf bar. That's going to be the little roll bars on the side of the Wheeling Modifieds. They're going to be able to beat, bang, holler, scratch, claw, you name it, all night long trying to make something work up through the field. Wise decisions come with that Nerf bar, though. If you find yourself turned around off the front bumper of somebody, or you put the bumper to somebody a little bit too hard, you're going to find yourself underneath the caution flag and at jeopardy for heading towards the end of the line. Finally, speaking of lines, who's going to bring in that high line? We've seen Mike Doyle get dirty up there earlier, trying to make something shake and bring in the top line here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the track fact for the final time here tonight. 0.48 miles, 4 turns on the asphalt oval with a 35-mile-an-hour pit lane. Are you ready to go racing here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway? Patrick McPeak leads them through turns 3 and 4. Peter the Base Car will bring them around one more time. There's not a fan in their seat. All the asses are standing up in the air, ladies and gentlemen. 17 of the best, 2 abreast. Bring it across the front straightaway here to kick off Season 4 of the Wheeling Modified Division. Live here at the New Smyrna Speedway in New Smyrna, Florida for the John Blewett III Memorial Race, honoring a legend in the modified community. Patrick McPeak on the pole, Zach Evans to the outside. Neil Rutt rounds out third with 85 of Conan Jones in fourth. Green flag is in the air. We're racing in New Smyrna. Green flag is in the air for 17 Wheeling Modifieds, driving through turns 1 and 2 here at the New Smyrna Speedway. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Big Notaro has to make it a business decision there really quickly. The 0-3 Dylan Thomas, and they'll do that. They'll fill each other in back there off the exit of turn 4. Lap number 1 of Season 4 is in the books. Here comes the number 20 of Dave Carpenter on the outside. And that number 71 on the inside is Matthew Weber, and he's not able to complete the pass. Contact made down the back straightaway. Big Notaro Nerf bangs right there with the 0-3 of Dylan Thomas. 2 teammates battling it out. John Michael Bryant is able to break his number 23 Wheeling Modified to the front here. 4 wide for the race lead here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. All the ducks are single file in a row heading up turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be one hell of an event here tonight. Somebody's having a little bit of internet connection issues, blinking in and blinking out. Looks like it's going to be the 48 of Aaron Evans heading across the front straightaway down into turn 1 and 2. Patrick McPeak leads them here in the World Series John Blewett Memorial Race live here in New Smyrna, Florida. But a beautiful race shot down there into turn 3 and 4. You see the fans right there through that restart zone want to know how they can get their favorite drivers' t-shirt hat combos. Head your way out to the fan zone after the checker flag here tonight. 76 laps for the Memorial Race here tonight for John Blewett, a legendary modified racer in the Northeast. Cut his teeth at the Wall Stadium in New Township, New Jersey. 0-0 of Mike Doyle trying to work his way back up towards the front. He's going backwards now. He's behind the 71 of Dave Carpenter, who is settled in position behind this John Michael Bryant 23 Gorilla Mine Wheeling Modified down into turn 3 and 4. Mike Doyle cutting some of the faster lap times right now, but he's just stuck in traffic. Somebody behind him, that's Ace Throckmorton, and that's 72 battling a little bit of a loose in, loose off conditions. One thing that we wanted to talk about here tonight that I wanted to make sure that I made a point of, if you've watched our races in the past, especially our short track series, you know that these races tend to be somewhere between 80 to 100, maybe 120, 150 laps, just depending on the racetrack and the length of that desired racetrack. This year in the Season 4, we have decided to cut the lap down inside of the races and hoping that it will bring and create some better racing. We know strategy is a big part of racing. The WHELEN Modified has been rebuilt from the ground up per iRacing. They have a brand new chassis, a brand new model, a brand new tire, brand new everything on these WHELEN Modified. So not only are these drivers in for the loop here tonight, trying to figure out what's the best thing and the best way to approach the driving style after the update, they'll have shorter laps to do that. If the WHELEN Modifieds go to a track where maybe the setup is a little bit tire degraded and it will wear out the tires, these drivers will have a huge problem all year long coping and trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to approach it. You got guys out in the field, like we know this 23 John Michael Bryant that the camera's stuck on right here, ladies and gentlemen. We know John Michael Bryant will go all out. He'll put 76 laps of wear on these tires with no issue. But we've also seen guys, we got one loose back here. It's Tony Cook. He's able to hold on to it though. Are we able to keep it underneath the green flag condition? It looks like we are able to. Tony Cook with a hell of a save right there in that LNR 33 WHELEN Modified, and looks like he is up and moving back up towards the back half of the field. Aaron Evans starting to work his way back up through the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, just blinking in and out, causing himself issues all over. However, we'll get back to what we were just speaking about. However, we see guys like Zach Evans, who's rallying out this third place spot behind Neil Rutt III. These drivers tend to sit back during these races and save a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Patrick McPeak is really well at leading races and managing the gap. Right now, he's got Neil Rutt all over the back bumper. We might have our first battle for the race lead. Battle for the race lead here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 4 kickoff race. It comes 15 laps into the 76th lap. We're here for the John Blewett Memorial Race. It's the 61 of Patrick McPeak from Mount Airy, North Carolina, running around here trying to get away from Neil Rutt III in this NR3 Design 66. Neil Rutt gets a little bit up the racetrack right there. It's actually a little bit of a better line than Patrick McPeak, but Patrick McPeak has the advantage there because these WHELEN Modifieds are just so wide with these Nerf bars on them. Patrick McPeak is able to shut off the lane that Neil Rutt III is trying his ever-living heart out to try to cut off. We'll start back here to the third place spot battle. It's Zach Evans, Kynan Jones, and Dakota Pignataro. He enters the chat now. Aaron Evans, he wants something to say with this battle here for the top 5 position. Everybody else, though, it's a hornet's nest back here. Throckmorton's on that yellow paint down there trying to get a little bit of extra grip. He'll slide job. The 03 Denison, Texas driver of Dylan Thomas out of turn 4 into turn 1. Now door to door, Dave Carpenter makes a quick move around the 03 of Dylan Thomas, who's starting to go backwards here at New Smyrna. 18 laps into tonight's event, folks. I think it's only right we get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series. Fast and Loud, presented to you by Maynard Motors, kicking off Season 4 of the WHELEN Modified. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up fast and loud here at the New Smyrna Speedway. These guys are absolutely going at it, putting on a show here. We've been caution-free in the main event here tonight. Don't want to jinx it so far up to this point. Neil Rutt III was able to shake around Patrick McPeak there, riding on board with both of these drivers as they were going back and forth here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Neil Rutt III is known for saving a little bit of Hoosier rubber, but he does this in real life. Neil Rutt III, a NASCAR regional driver at the Wall Stadium there in New Jersey. Neil Rutt III went to victory lane just about 2 or 3 weeks ago with his own number 66 WHELEN modified in real life, but Patrick McPeak led on the pole at the street stock race this past this past Thursday night here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Took a hard shot to the outside safer barrier in his street stock. We talked to Patrick McPeak earlier in the garage area. He explained to us that he spent most of the week just getting ready for this WHELEN modified race here tonight at New Smyrna. They haven't even touched the street stock yet. He said the car looks like it may need a whole new radiator and just a brand new front clip in general for that street stock number 9 of Patrick McPeak. However, look at this battle right here for the 5th place spot between Pignataro and Aaron Evans. Both of these drivers been going back and forth for a while. Dakota Pignataro, known for being one of the tougher drivers in the league to pass here. Dakota Pignataro is not going to make it easy for anybody that wants to get around this number 99 MND WHELEN modified. He's going to use every inch, every line, every little bit of piece of concrete asphalt here on the track tonight to try to keep his position. You see him right there, just cut half the lane off to the 48 of Aaron Evans. Aaron Evans can only play around for so long here before time runs out. You see Aaron Evans get off the gas early there, change his lineup. He's looking to arc it, but gets big time loose off of turn 2. What a save by the number 48. And that allowed Dakota Pignataro to escape away with the 4th place spot. John Michael Bryant starting to go backwards right here. This number 23 behind Dylan Thomas. He's got Dave Carpenter all over the back bumper in this Cheaties number 71 WHELEN modified. Dave Carpenter gets a little bit loose off turn 2, but what a run to the bottom side. He'll slide job right around the number 23 of the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant has to try to hold it down on the bottom side of the racetrack. We got one down on the pit lane. It's Ace Throckmorton in this number 72. He'll come down on the pit lane, Not entirely sure what's going on with the number 72 here. We'll have more for you in just a moment when we figure it all out. Nerf bar slam right there between the Evans machine and Pignataro. And that number 99, Evans, goes downstairs in the basement. Pignataro rolls the outside tape for barrier, but he's not all the way there. He'll actually keep him close and honest. Talking about that hard time passing, one of the tougher guys to pass in the league, Dakota Pignataro. Making it tough here for the guys on the racetrack here tonight. It's one of the better battles on our track. John Michael Bryant now under attack from Phil Bogdan, number 29. You see the sparks flying right there. John Michael Bryant trying to get around the Arizona 29 machine of Phil Bogdan. He'll chase him down the racetrack here. Both of these drivers down door to door, down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these two drivers tangled in the Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series a couple weeks ago. John Michael Bryant back up the racetrack with a little bit of a Nerf bar slam right there to Phil Bogdan. How does Bogdan repay the favor here off of turn 2? But John Bryant gets it back here off of turn 2. What a move from the boogeyman. John Michael Bryant was able to put the Nerf bar to the back of Phil Bogdan and get around him right there. Matthew Weber watching these two guys go at it here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll ride out of the roll bar into turn 2. Riding out of the roll bar of the Buffalo, New York, Matthew Weber, caution flag out on the racetrack right now for Dylan Thomas in the number 03 machine. He spun around in turn 3 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from Denison, Texas. Caution flag is out for the first time here in the feature. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the first time in the feature here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here at the New Smyrna Speedway for the World Series. The John Blewett Memorial Race. Dylan Thomas on the inside of Mike Doyle here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel out of turn 2. Contact as he goes back up the racetrack, hits the left rear quarter panel of Mike Doyle and spins himself around into turn 3. We'll back that ass up one more time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't ride and get a better look at Dylan Thomas here on the Booty Scoot. Right on board with him right. This give us the perfect shot we were looking for. Gets a little bit loose off turn 2. Back up the racetrack, chases it into the left rear, has to lock it down, and he spins around here on the Binks Designs 03. So tonight's heat race winner goes around. He has the extra bonus points, and thank goodness he won tonight's heat race because he finds himself backwards here early in the night's feature. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channels. We throw it back to the main broadcast cam. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have everything round out. Neil Rutt III was able to run away with the race lead right there with Patrick McPeak. Looks like they will double file them up this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we should be back to the green flag momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're pressing that like button, you're pressing that the subscribe button so you don't miss a damn thing tomorrow night when the late model stocks are in action right here on this very racing surface at the new Smyrna Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a show. It'll be Neil Rutt III in charge of the restart whenever he would like it. Green flag back in the air here for the John Blewett Memorial Race. And that was a close one right there. It was Patrick McPeak got a little bit of a jump right there. It was either an excellent restart where we're going to have a restart underneath the look there to make sure Patrick McPeak didn't jump before he was necessarily supposed to. It is in control of the race leader. That's who controls the restarts. Neil Rutt should have been the one in charge of firing off first. However, though, there is not a restart speed coming into the restart zone. John Bryant trying to get underneath Dakota Pignataro right there, and these two guys don't really mix well together here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Carpenter on the outside of Weber. Weber trying to make a move down on the bottom side, but just not able to get his foot back to the gas quite like he was looking for as they work it down into turn 1 and 2. Battles all throughout the field. Conan Jones moves up to the third place spot, Behind him, Aaron Evans settles into the 4th place spot. Zach Evans in the 5th. 6th goes Mike Doyle. Battle off turn 3 and 4 across the front straightaway to complete lap number 44. Will be 45 the next time around out of the scheduled 76 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Dave Carpenter trying to get around Matthew Weaver, who has now worked on the inside of John Michael Bryant. It makes the slide John pass off the exit of turn 3 and 4. He'll wrap the 2-for-1 special out of 4. What a great pass right there from that number 20 of Matthew Weaver here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, making his debut, making some moves early. Neil Rutt III loses the race lead there to Patrick McPeak, who works off the exit of turn 4. Patrick McPeak will come across the line this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel and lead his 27th lap lead here tonight. Neil Rutt leads the other 19 in the book scheduled here on the night's Season 4 kickoff race, and Neil Rutt is all over the back bumper of Patrick McPeak, trying to give him a shot, get him into the corner a little bit faster than he would like. Look at Neil Rutt, those big white eyes, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here, trying to make a move. Look at that pass underneath the inside. Rutt just can't quite get the Nerf bar on the left rear quarter panel of Patrick McPeak and get him up off the bottom side of the racetrack. But this battle right here is not going to go nowhere as Conan Jones is entering the chat. Folks, no Kai Sinet. He wants something to say about this race lead, and I don't blame him. Looking off the nose of the front roof cam of this number 85 machine of Conan Jones, watching the battle for the race lead. Take out in front of him the AF1 Racing Modified of Patrick McPeak. Needs 28 more laps this time around to go to victory lane here in Season 4. But it's Neil Rutt finally back here full-time on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and then WHELEN Modified Division. Home is where Neil Rutt said he belonged, was right here. Back out from the booth 2 seasons ago in a part-time admin. Now he's back out here full-time inside of the WHELEN Modified Division. He wants a race win here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It was Patrick McPeak taking the victory to end Season 3 at the Richmond Raceway. Right now he's underneath attack, though, by Neil Rutt III. Rutt bobbles there off of turn 2. He'll have to reset here, this 66 WHELEN Modified. Get back into line here, make something shake here off the bottom of turn 4. WHELEN Modified Division going on here, and Dakota Pignataro's really wheeling that thing around this new Smyrna Speedway, making it difficult for the guys behind him. Chopping off the air right there to Adam Peeler. Peeler, what an amazing save right there, and peeling his way up through the field after going around and starting at the back half of the field. He'll grab another spot off Matthew Weaver. One of them's loose off of turn 4. It's Cody Klauser. A hell of a save from the number 82 Digital Clock. WHELEN Modified. He'll work his way back up through the field. Here comes Zach Evans on the inside of Aaron Evans, and no relation between these two drivers. We'll ride out the front roof cam of Zach Evans. Look at the brake rotors on this number 6 machine of Zach Evans, starting to glow here late in tonight's event with 24 laps to go. Is anybody else battling some brake issues here? Late portion part of the event. There goes the number 85 of Conan Jones's roof cam. The brake rotors starting to come to life here, glowing red here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Neil Rutt III rolls over the back bumper of Patrick McPeak. Rutt right now is a little bit better through turns 1 and 2, but Patrick McPeak's able to get this modified shook down in the bottom of 3 and 4 and defend his position. What an exit right there for the AF1 Racing machine of Patrick McPeak, riding out the front roof cam of Neil Rutt, and we didn't see much brake glowing rotors on that number 66. Patrick McPeak makes a little bit of a correction to the wheel back to the right side, and it doesn't even appear that maybe he's on the brakes. He's just rolling the corners really hard. You see the different kind of styles of the way that these drivers tend to try to make these things shake out here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. 20 laps to go here this time around, presented to you by NR3 Designs, home of the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's paint schemes. Make sure you go check out NR3 Designs on Instagram for your paint scheme, custom numbers, and liveries. 20 laps to go. Patrick McPeak is trying to defend off the hard-charging, ruthless Neil Rutt in this 66 John Blewett Memorial Paint Scheme throwback machine. Neil Rutt racing for a purpose here tonight. It would be a fan favorite win if he won in that paint scheme. But everybody loves Patrick McPeak. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, Dave Carpenter involved off of turn 4. Caution flag comes out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened. It started here with the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, Dave Carpenter. Looking on the inside of the boogeyman. John Michael Bryant on the outside. Just gets a little bit loose. Goes around and nowhere for David Carpenter to go. And they're just tangled out of turn 4. We'll back that ass up. We'll ride on board the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant here. See if we can get a camera out of that gyro cam. It'll show us exactly what we were looking for. You'll be able to see Dave Carpenter make the move on those glowing brake rotors. Did that have something to do with it? John Michael Bryant getting a little bit loose there. Could it have something to do with these brakes starting to go away here at the end of the race? Dave Carpenter involved in the accident as well here from New Jersey, mixing and tangling right there for Do Good Motorsports with the number 23 of John Michael Bryant, who have to work his way back up towards the front of the field on the restart. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll throw it back to the main broadcast cam where they are behind Peter the Pace car for the second caution flag here in Season 4 kickoff race. 76 lapper for the John Blewett Memorial race. Patrick McPeak leads them out of the exit of turn 4. Back in a moment. Bang! Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. WHELEN Modified Division Season 4 is kicked off, and we are on the back half of tonight's feature race here for the John Blewett Memorial race. It's Neil Rutt, Patrick McPeak continuing to trade haymakers here at the front half of the pack. Green flag back in the air here at New Smyrna Speedway. Heading off the exit of turn 2, heading towards the turn 3 and 4 grandstands. Once turned around and almost upside down. Several modified drivers involved. Pignataro's involved. John Michael Bryant gets through it. Adam Peeler goes around. Mike Doyle goes around. 3 MND Motorsports Modifieds involved in the accident off turn 2. Caution flag comes out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it was for a nasty one here. It was one almost up and over. It was Dakota Pignataro, and that modified almost took off like an airplane right there as soon as the wind got behind it. Look at this thing right here, just try to lift up and take off. Holy cow, Dakota Pignataro with a ride of the century right there, but he's able to drive away with it. Matthew Weber is parked down there on the bottom side of that number 20 machine. He almost pulls up in front of Adam Peeler. We'll back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride on board with that Dakota Pignataro machine. That was a wild case of scenario right there. Got airborne after getting a little bit of air to the back of this modified. And you just hear how silent it gets when the wind gets up underneath these modifieds. I mean, they're like rocket ships. The way that they're pointed here look like little missiles, the way that they're constructed. But as soon as the air gets underneath these things, they're up and over almost immediately. And we were able to avoid disaster right there. Pignataro actually looked like he'll drive away from the accident with less damage as anybody. If I have to take my guess on it, New Bern, North Carolina, stand up for Dakota Pignataro. The boogeyman right behind him, he doesn't appear to have any kind of damage to him. Neither does Adam Peeler, Matthew Weber. Mike Doyle maybe has a little bit of a crooked front toe on that front left tire. See how things shake out for him as this green flag run is getting ready to work its way back around towards turn 3 and 4. We're underneath the third caution flag here tonight, getting ready to see the restart here at the World Series John Blewett Memorial Race live for the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. Back in the air, 10 laps to go the next time around here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Everybody still in the field. The only drivers off the track right now, are Ace Throckmorton and Tony Cook. Both of those drivers have been retired from tonight's event. Battle for the race lead here at New Smyrna. Rutt's got to get to the back bumper of Patrick McPeak if he wants the opportunity to make something shake down here into turns 1 and 2. Rutt off the exit of turn 2. He'll just roll and elect to roll right behind Patrick McPeak. Oh, caution flag as one goes around here on the backside. Oh, up and over. Adam Peeler barrel rolls down the back straightaway. His knot will be over, and he's upside down on his lid. Upside down on his lid, Adam Peeler. barrel rolls down the back straightaway off of turn 2 in an amazing race, starting to go sideways here in the back half of the event. After several caution flags back to back to back, Adam Peeler collected in this accident down the back straightaway, leads him up and over on his lid, barrel rolling down the back straightaway. We'll see if we can't back that ass up, get a on-board ride with Adam Peeler. This is going to be an gnarly one, folks. Up and over for Adam Peeler, and not quite still sure exactly what even led to the contact in the first place. Matthew Weber was already turned around. We'll back that ass up, throw it up to the drone cam, and get a look and see what we see. Adam Peeler on the inside of the 20, and Matthew Weber, who gets up the racetrack a little bit. That's Cody Klauser. And next thing you know, we got one barrel rolling down the back straightaway. It's Adam Peeler in the 27. And a huge wreck here in the back half of the race on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's New Smyrna Speedway World Series John Bullitt Memorial Race. That is a handful, folks. Holy cow. Looks like we are down to, looks like going to be 13 Wheelen Modifieds for the back half of the, looks like going to be 8 laps to go when we see the green flag. Oh, less than that. It'll be 6 laps remaining. Going to be 5 when they get around to the green flag. Patrick McPeak is the race leader. We've had 4 caution flags for 11 laps. Neil Rutt on the outside. The battle for the season opener here in Season 4 continues tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway. They'll head through the restart zone. It'll be Patrick McPeak in control of that restart. Neil Rutt on the outside. Green flag back in the air here at the New Smyrna Speedway. 5 laps to go till we crown a winner here in Season 4 to kick off the opening race. Door to door, wheel to wheel, Nerf bar the Nerf bar off the exit of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Dave Carpenter has to fall into line. There, no one goes on the outside. It's Phil Bogdan. He'll hit that outside safer barrier and hit it pretty flushly too. Across the line now, 4, maybe 5 laps to go this time. Nerf bar bang there from Neil Rutt to the 61 of Patrick McPeak. Nobody's going to spare each other an inch here on the back half of the field. Rutt moves to the right side, right rear quarter panel of Patrick McPeak. He'll look to make the opportunity for the pass here. 4 laps to do it if he's going to. Heading across the front straightaway, everybody's able to keep the Wheelen Modifieds up underneath them and straight. Rutt planning hard for a move here, and here comes Zach Evans in case these 2 drivers were to get into it. Entangled caution flag off the exit of down the back straightaway into 3. It's Matthew Weber, round and around like a record player from Buffalo, New York. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Matthew Weber as he gets tagged right there from Buffalo, New York, battling hard, door to door, Nerf bar, the Nerf bar with Phil Bogdan. Phil Bogdan just gets a little bit loose, comes down the racetrack and right rear hooks the number 20 and Matthew Weber. Holy cow, what a absolute shot right there. We'll ride on board with Phil Bogdan. I didn't believe he maybe didn't mean to do that, but we'll ride on board with Phil Bogdan, the Bogman, see how he sees it. Oh yeah, loose as a goose coming out of the corner and absolutely tags Matthew Weber in that right rear. A hard shot to the back bumper of the number 20. Throw it back here to the main broadcast camera. We are cleaning up that caution flag there. A unfortunate event right there. Phil Bogdan is off of the racetrack. He will take it down onto pit lane and park it for the remainder of tonight's event. 5 caution flags, and 4 of those have come in the last 15 laps here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It was a clean race to start it all off here. The heat race was an absolute banger as always. We also want to remind you folks that we have yet to bring it up here tonight. The remaining schedule here for the Wheelen Modified Division. 2 weeks from now, we'll head on over to the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the infield and have our shot at the Charlotte Motor Speedway infield for the first time ever here on the channel. Then we'll head on over to Dover. That's right, folks. You've seen it. Modifieds at Dover Motor Speedway. The Monster Mile will take on these Wheelen Modified drivers a couple of weeks from now. Then we'll head on over to Lakeland, Florida at the USA International Speedway for what is going to be an awesome show for the first time. The Wheelen Modifieds will see that track. Then we will see our first ever road course modified race here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Overtime here in the season opener live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Green, white, checkered style. We'll have 2 attempts at it. Patrick McPeak will be in charge of the restart zone when he gets there. Neil Rutt III needs it to stay green here if he wants an opportunity. The rest of the guys are fighting hard for extra spots on the grid, trying to get all the points possible. Green flag back in the air here at the New Smyrna Speedway. green-white checker here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Green flag is out, and so are the fans. They are on their feet coming towards turn 3 and 4 for the final time. It'll be the white flag in the air this time around, and Patrick McPeak gets loose off turn 4. That'll give Neil Rutt the lead in turn 1. He'll drive right around the number 61 of Patrick McPeak. Patrick McPeak will have one more opportunity in the back bumper of Neil Rutt. How does he elect to drive him? He'll pull it all the way down into the back half up to number 66, but it won't be enough. Neil Rutt wins it there in the overtime. What a thriller finish here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Neil Rutt gets around the 61 after a mistake from the 61 of Patrick McPeak. Loose off the corner, costs him his opportunity at the win here tonight. Neil Rutt III wins it here from Union Beach, New Jersey. He'll bring it across the front straightaway. An awesome shot here as the fireworks continue to spill out here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Neil Rutt III, your race winner. His first of season 4, running full-time back in action here inside of the WHELEN Modified Division. We'll have the replay for you here in just a second. We'll see exactly how Patrick McPeak lost the race lead right here, battling door-to-door with Neil Rutt. We'll take you through the overtime one more time. We'll watch it from the drone cam. It'll give us the best shot that we were looking for. Rutt gets a great launch on the outside, and Patrick McPeak on the inside. They dive down into turn 1 and 2. This is not where it was at. Patrick McPeak got up the racetrack just a smidge bit. Rutt had the advantage off of turn 2. Patrick McPeak just needed to make turn 3 the best as possible. Got up the racetrack, came off of turn 4, got a little bit loose. That was the difference coming towards the white flag. Neil Rutt made the pass around clearly into turn 1 and 2 and began to drive away off the exit. Patrick McPeak knew he had one more shot at opportunity at the back bumper of Neil Rutt, but was it going to be enough as Neil Rutt was able to defend it off turn 4? Patrick McPeak keeps it straight, but it was Rutt going to victory lane. Patrick McPeak has to conclude the win here tonight to the ruthless Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey. He'll win the race here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway. We'll be back here in just a moment. We'll have the post-race show, and you'll hear from your race winner tonight, Neil Rutt. He'll break it down on what he's seen out of the front half. We'll talk to Patrick McPeak as well. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are finished up here for Season 4's kickoff race live at the New Smyrna Speedway. It's Neil Rutt III going to victory lane there in the overtime with an awesome move out of turn 4. Patrick McPeak makes one mistake all night long, puts one wheel wrong there, in that last couple laps, and it'll cost him here big time tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We have our race winner, Neil Rutt III, getting ready to join us up here in the booth. All the 66 fans, welcome into the chat. We will bring in our race winner here tonight, Neil Rutt III. Neil, do you have a copy?
I got you, buddy.
What a finish there in the overtime. Patrick McPeak makes one mistake in the last 30 laps, and it comes in the overtime out of turn 4. Kind of walk us through what you've seen in the 66.
Yeah, it was a great race the whole night. Qualified in the top 4 there to get ourselves into the feature, locked in. Took we got to get comfortable running these modifieds every week again. So I struggled a little bit on the start. Didn't really know what the tires were going to do. So I kind of just pushed right away towards the end. Had great battles all 79 laps with McPeak there. Putting pressure on each other, using the bumper, using the Nerf bars. You know, good hard racing between both of us. It's going to be a fun battle between me and him for the rest of the season here.
It for sure is, and if we could continue to see battles like that, it's going to be an awesome show 2 weeks from now when we get to more action underneath our belt. Kind of walk us through what it means to win in this number 66 throwback tribute scheme to John Blewett here in the John Blewett Memorial Race. Somebody that you, brother, you know in real life, growing up around the New Jersey area. Just kind of walk us through what it means to go to victory lane here tonight in the Memorial Race.
Yeah, obviously, you know, every time the modifieds come down to New Smyrna, you always got the John Blewett Memorial Race, the Richie Evans race. Pretty, you know, special races for all the modified guys in the Northeast and stuff like that. To get a race down south, where you know the mods aren't really known for. You know, to have our number 66, you know, it's the Blewett family number as well. So it was pretty cool here to, you know, have John Boy's 66 paint scheme on tonight for the Memorial Race. First race back to get the win. You know, had to work for it. Had to use a little bit of that junkyard muscle there on the top towards the end there. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see the red, white, and blue colors back in victory lane in New Smyrna.
It was an awesome performance for you tonight as well as your team. Looks like you'll have 2 teammates join you in the top 5. A great performance here tonight for you and your team.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, you know, always Ally Fire and Safety. We got to thank, you know, real life sponsors and all the M&D motorsports guys. Big group of us this year. Pretty much every single person of us is in the modifieds. So it's going to be a fun year with all the teammate battles, and you know, all of our guys are getting faster and faster every single week. So that's pretty good. A little bit might be a little bit of a struggle for everyone else, but I'm glad to see our team out here in the top 5.
We appreciate it. That's the winner here tonight of the John Blewett Memorial Race, Neil Rutt III. We'll see him 2 weeks from now when we head to Charlotte Motor Speedway on the infield. We'll see you then, Neil.
Take care.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. That's the winner here tonight of Ruthless Neil Rutt III. He'll go to victory lane over this guy, Patrick McPeak, a heartbreaker there in the overtime. And we will bring Patrick McPeak up into the booth now as he joins us. Patrick, do you have a copy?
I have a copy, man.
What a race here tonight. You sit on the pole in the street stock race last Thursday. You sit on the pole here tonight to lead off Season 4 of the WHELEN Modifieds. We talked to you during the off-season. You said this was one of the things that you really wanted to see come back in the I-85 Asphalt Series. You made one wrong mistake there in the last 30 laps in the overtime, and it took the win away from you. Just kind of walk us through it.
I got ahead of myself. Got a little bit of hesitation going on early on in the race on that one. That I think it was the first restart where I jumped it, and felt I was a little mad at myself for that. And then on the next restart, I just gave it back to Neil, and hopefully I just stayed in the top 2 there. Then as the race went on and the cautions kept on coming through, I noticed that the high line was actually working a whole lot better than I was expecting it to. So and it really worked in my favor for a little while, but then right when it got to that white flag coming out of turn 2 and got loose, it's disappointing. But we got top 2. I think I got the most lap leads. I don't know for sure, but I think we might have ourselves a good set of points to start off the season, and so I feel like we're starting off on a good note.
It was an awesome race for you here tonight. You'll be thrilled to hear that you'll take home the most laps led and the pole points here. You'll lead 54 laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway 2 weeks from now on the infield course, somewhere we've never been before here in the Modifieds. Kind of walk us through what you expect 2 weeks from now, and thank any sponsorship you would like.
Got to thank HendrickCars.com, Full Throttle Boutique. Got to thank Lily Pads Boutique, and got to thank I got to thank my family for having my support all the time, and my friends having my support, and love of my life, Tabby. She's always watching my races, and she helps me with my setup notes when we practice for these races. And I can't talk right now. But the infield race of the Legends Oval at Charlotte, I think that's going to be pretty good, and I feel like it's going to be pretty similar to what happened at the LA Coliseum last season at the kickoff. So it's going to be pretty similar. It might not be as wide, but it's going to be pretty similar. I finished top 4 at the LA Coliseum, so I feel like it'll be pretty close to what we're going to be dealing with at the Legends Oval at Charlotte.
We're looking forward to it 2 weeks from now. The late model's back in action tomorrow night right here in New Smyrna, so hopefully we see you out there. Congratulations on the P2 here tonight. Hopefully you can grab the win 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, hopefully. You have a good one, man.
Yes, sir. That's Patrick McPeak, driver of the number 61 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll bring home the podium P2 spot. We'll scoot down here to Zach Evans, driver of the number 6 machine, as we bring him into the booth right now on our channel as Zach Evans joins us. Zach, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
What a race here tonight. We kind of talked about it mid-portion part of the event, how the laps were kind of cut down this season for some of these races. How would that affect this number 6 Me Fine group in the way that you like to approach some of these races? Sitting back, saving a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Some of that might be taken away at some of these tracks, but tonight you were able to drive your way up there, and we thought maybe if we seen a little bit of sparks and contact made for that race lead, Zach Evans would drive right around, just kind of walk us through your race.
Oh, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. Not as much saving this time around. Qualified second, rode into the top 5 all night. I mean, I wasn't driving quite as hard as those top 2 at the start, but obviously it wasn't. We weren't throwing out anchor or anything. I was just, you know, backing up corner entry a little bit, saving that right front so I'd have something to lean on at the end of the race, and just couldn't get enough green flag laps there at the end to really try to force the issue. Like you say, those guys were racing really hard, and I thought a couple of times I was in the perfect spot. If it, you know, got away from them, got sideways, that we'd be able to capitalize. But, you know, obviously it deserved, it deserved to be about between those 2 for the win. They were the top 2 tonight, without a doubt. Congrats to Neil on the win, Patrick on second. Pretty happy with number P3 here, Me Fine, number 6 Modify, Binks Designs, Nurse Aviator, M&D Motorsports, everybody that's a part of this operation, and good start to the season. Cars in one piece. We'll take it on down to the road to the next one.
It was a hell of a race here tonight. We will head to the Charlotte Legends Infield 2 weeks from now for the first time ever here on the channel, especially in these modifieds. I would imagine some action-packed corners that should help out your driving style and the way you go. Just kind of walk us through what you think is going to happen 2 weeks from now. And you can, you've already thanked all your sponsorship, but just kind of walk us through what you believe maybe could happen here 2 weeks from now at Charlotte.
That'll be an interesting one for sure. Obviously, we ran the Coliseum last season, and we had some surprising green flag runs in that one. If we're able to get away from each other at the start, you know, you can do some green flag racing in this series on even those flat quarter miles. And obviously at the Charlotte deal, the Legends Oval, it's shorter straights, longer corners, so it won't be as hard on the brakes, a little more rolling through the corners, which, like you say, I think that'll play kind of more into the way I like to drive, kind of a hybrid between that Coliseum race and something like Langley, right? So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure I have raced a modified there before, but I can't remember when the last time it was. So certainly we'll do a little bit of homework between now and 2 weeks and see what we can do to get this 6 car up near the front end that one.
We appreciate it. That's Zach Evans. He'll bring home the podium P3 spot here tonight from Princeton, North Carolina. We'll hope to see you tomorrow night in the late model race at New Smyrna right here.
We'll see. I might get talked into it. Right now I'm not on the entry list, but we'll see.
Yes, sir. That's the number 6 of Zach Evans. He'll bring home the P3 spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will go down here to the 4th place spot runner-up here tonight. It is the DT03 machine downtown. Dylan Thomas joins us in the booth now from Denison, Texas. Do you have a copy?
10-4.
10-4. That was an awesome race right there. We talked about it earlier tonight. Congratulations on the heat win. You'll grab the first heat win of the year in this Binks Design 03. Absolutely drove away with the lead there. We could speak and talk about that in just a second. But this feature race is what we wanted to talk about. We've seen you backwards a couple of times there. Just got a little loose off the corner, but you were able to drive this thing back up to the 4th place spot. Walk us through it.
Now I'm just getting used to the tire model and stepped on my Peter.
stepped on his beater. But when Peter comes Paul, and Paul was in the heat race, and that was when you absolutely kicked ass. To kind of walk us through, you'll actually bring home 3 bonus points from that heat race as well. So you should be sitting pretty decent in the standings right now. My predictions will be somewhere around P3 or so.
Yeah, the feature, it was come and go. I tried to save tire, and I don't think this new tire model you can save too much. I think you got to go. Track position's going to be king. I think you got to save as you go, and save too much, spun out, and just try to go from there.
It was a hell of a race from you here tonight, this 0-3. We'll head to Charlotte Legends Oval for the first time 2 weeks from now. I've asked every driver this so far, but you were the one that led 103 laps at the LA Coliseum, where they keep comparing the track similar to. What do you expect 2 weeks from now at Charlotte, and how does this fit into your 0-3 machine?
I think it's going to be a lot of chaos, and whoever can survive is going to win it.
We're looking forward to it. It'll be one hell of a show 2 weeks from now on the 31st of August right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you, Dylan.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. And we will round it out here tonight with our final contestant here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Joining us in the booth, the driver of the Hooters, number 48 machine, one of my favorite modified paint schemes of all time. You got to share the save the Tatas. Do you have a copy, Aaron?
I do.
What a race here tonight. The Hooters machine battled a little bit of internet connection issues for the majority part of tonight's race. But, however, you didn't let it affect you, and it didn't look like it affected anybody else. Almost involved in a couple accidents here. Walk us through this 48 Hooters machine from Crawfordsville, Indiana, and what you had to do to make yourself get the top 5 here tonight.
Well, it was a little rough. Started. I think I started the heat race 10th. I made my way up to 3rd in it, narrowly avoiding two big wrecks. So we just made sure everything was tight before we started the race. And then the storms here in Indiana has me a little bit sore, so I was fighting some fatigue through that race. Arms are dead, shoulders are a little dead, but raced really hard. Got stuck behind Dakota for a little bit, but I mean, we were throwing haymaker after haymaker at each other, so he was able to make the top side stick, and he just blocked it, so I couldn't get a good run unless I tried to go on the inside. And then it was about lap 45, 50 when the caution started coming out, and you just had to be on the high side. If you weren't on the high side, you were probably going to lose a spot. So it was a little bit of a yo-yo there, where I'd go down to 8th, 6th or 8th, and then I'd fall back to 4th, and then kept going like that, and I ended up 5th. Almost lost it on the last lap, but thankfully I didn't run out of talent, and I kept it out of other race cars, so I didn't ruin anybody else.
It was a hell of a race from this 48 machine here tonight. We'll head to Charlotte Legends infield course 2 weeks from now. Kind of walk us through what you expect out of this 48 machine there, and think any sponsorships you would like on this 48.
Well, I don't quite know how I expected to handle at such a flat track, because the infield is quite flat, obviously, and I don't think I've raced there, so I've got a little bit of practice I need to put in. But I mean, the car was fast at the end of last season. It'll be fast this season, so it doesn't matter as long as I don't run out of talent. But moving on, big thank you to obviously the sponsor Hooters. Congrats to Neil for the win. I mean, those darn modified guys, but what can you do about them? Big thank you to you, and big thank you to my fiance for supporting me.
We appreciate you, Aaron. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Great top 5 here tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. That's the number 48 of Aaron Evans. He will bring home the final, top 5 spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And that'll do it for the driver part of tonight's event where we interview all of our favorite drivers. The DJ will bring the music back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will go through these final results one more time. Neil Rutt III, victorious there in the overtime. After Patrick McPeak makes a simple little bit mistake, Neil Rutt was able to capitalize. Patrick McPeak will come back 2 weeks from now at Charlotte looking to redeem himself in this AF1 racing machine. He'll take home the pole bonus points as well as the most laps led here tonight with 54 laps led. Zach Evans will finish in the third place spot for M&D Motorsports. Dylan Thomas will bring home the 03 Southern Sim Racing in the top 5. The fifth place spot will go to the 48 of Aaron Evans in this Hooters Modified, followed by Conan Jones here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, finishing in the 6th place position. Dakota Pignatar from New Bern, North Carolina, finishes in the 7th place position, followed by the 8th place spot of Mike Doyle for M&D Motorsports in his 00. John Michael Bryant makes his annual one-race debut here tonight on the WHELEN Modified Division. He'll bring home a solid top 10 in the 9th place position. The J Money Motorsports Modified fell off towards the end. Dave Carpenter was working his way up through the field, was just getting banged around, and Charleston turned, and Dave Carpenter is going to bring the Thunder 2 weeks from now at Charlotte from Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. Had a hell of a race in the street stock race on Thursday. Cody Klauser will bring home the 11th place spot in the number 82 Digital Clock WHELEN Modified, and his 11th place spot. 12th place will go to Matthew Weber from Buffalo, New York, after getting right rear hooked by a loose Adam Peeler off of the corner. Phil Bogdan was the person that caused that accident. Phil Bogdan will finish right behind him in the 13th place spot. And then number 29, Arizona WHELEN Modified, the 27 of Adam Peeler, peeled his way up the 14th place spot. Was even higher than that at one point, but eventually got turned around and ended his night early. 13 laps down, 47 laps down was Ace Stockmorton, the Triple S Stockmorton Racing 72 machine, as he just pulled off of the racetrack with electrical issues. Tony Cook was involved in the accident here tonight, way early in tonight's event. He'll only concede and find himself turning 23 consecutive laps. That'll do it for the rest of the night, and that'll do it for the field here at the New Smyrna Speedway. The lights are fully illuminated on. Do not forget, folks, we're sticking it right here in town in Florida. Tomorrow night, the late model stock division live right here at the New Smyrna Speedway. You're not going to want to miss a damn thing. 77 degrees is a perfect day, perfect night, to go racing, and it exactly was that. Neil Rutt III wins the race here tonight from Union Beach, New Jersey in the World Series John Blewett III Memorial Race for the WHELEN Modified Season 4 kickoff. We'll see you tomorrow night live for the late model stock division. Do not forget, 2 weeks from now, we'll be at the Charlotte Infield Road Course. It's going to be one hell of a show.